Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You got Bert and Lanny, the DD, rocking with us here on the channel. We're going to have a nice, epic week of dividend stock purchases, bringing it back here on the channel so we can show each one of you what stocks we've been buying this past week of April 10th, baby.
That's right. But before we do, smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Lanny, we had a contest on Tuesday. Did we hit the 400 like benchmark that we needed to before recording this video to get somebody a mug?
To get the live stat here, recording this on April 15th at about 3 p.m. Remember, we have until this video is released. Unfortunately, I know we're not there. We've got 335 likes, guys. So what does that mean, Bert, for the YouTube nation out there?
You know what that means? We're going to do another contest right now, everybody. We get this video today to 400 likes, and you subscribe to our channel, you like this video, and you comment below, we're going to do another Diplomat coffee mug contest. So you know what? We really want to give out a coffee mug, everybody. We really do. Get this video to 400 likes. Let's get after it and talk about some purchases, Lanny.
Let's do it, guys. Again, the stock market was another fun week out there during the week of April 10th. You know, Friday, obviously, April 14th got a little rocky, but the S&P 500 finished up about 52 points or 1.28%. It's now trending towards 4,200 after they historically, for a long stretch here, they were actually around that 4,000 mark in the S&P 500, well over 4,100 now. But Friday gave us a little bit of more of an opportunity, which is where majority of my stock purchases were had. For kind of during the week, where were the majority of your stock purchases?
I bookended this week. I was at the beginning and at the end too. So wasn't one of my heaviest weeks, but we still ended up putting a pretty decent chunk around. So we're very excited to talk about it. And quite frankly, I mean, at the end of the day, the stock market's up, stock market's down. We're still finding ways to buy stocks that are undervalued and grow our passive income. That's what it's all about. And that's why we're always excited to talk to you about our purchases when we feel like we've got the goods to deliver the video to the YouTube community.
I know in sales, it's ABC, always be closing. Then ABB, Bert, what would that be?
Always be buying. That's what your boys here on the Diplomats do. ABB.
All right, so now to dive in, guys, we'll keep it consistent with my traditional stock purchases. That happened on Monday, April 10th. My wife, we picked up 2 shares, VYM, as we do every single week, at $105.67. And similarly, in my portfolio, I dropped $300 into VYM on Monday. Again, the price was $105.67 was the average price. So, looking at that, close to 5 shares, 4.9 shares rounded, added about $16 to the forward passive income stream at a yield of 3.13%. SCHD haters, bring it, baby. If you haven't caught Bert's video, VYM versus SCHD, VYM right now is in the lead from his purchase points. But we're not done there. Diving into VIG, the Vanguard Appreciation, ETF right here, VIG. I do $40 a day, so I did $200 in the week at about an average price of $155, added $3.83 at a yield of 1.92%. Then let's bring in the S&P 500 ETF, VOO, which the V is a 5500 500 S&P 500 ETF from Vanguard. Dropped $360 a day, nothing more, nothing less. 0.8 shares and added another $4.74 at a yield of 1.58%. Thank you, Vanguard.
Man, take some water there, Lanny. I mean, that's the beauty of your consistent investing strategy. Between the Vanguard purchases, you put in $1,011 right there. The income from those Vanguard purchases, nearly $25 when you round it up. Beauty, it's consistent. It just keeps going. The machine keeps feeding. That's what it's all about. But so let me take it over here. We have a slightly less purchase strategy. We used to last year buy 1 share of Johnson & Johnson every week. My wife and I, we hit our 100 share goal. We've been kind of struggling to find our footing of what exactly we want to do on a regular basis. We committed to buying at least 150 every Monday, splitting up into individual stocks. A few weeks ago, we pivoted that strategy for my wife's side, at least, and said every Monday, we're going to buy at least 2 shares of SCHD. and then we'll put in a little bit more. So that's exactly what we did. The market opened, 2 shares of SCHD, the rival to Vanguard. We're going to have what, like an Ohio State, Michigan, Cavs, Warriors, Yankees, Red Sox, a little rivalry here going on, Lanny. SCHD, 2 shares, 72.86, adding $5.25 in income. I'm just using the yield of 3.6%. So obviously I have my battle going on in my portfolio between the 2 that I rolled over into a Roth from an old one. But we've also decided that we're building up my wife's own SCHD position in her portfolio there. So now we're well over 50 shares of SCHD, and we're going to keep growing that position every single week. But her Monday purchases didn't stop. We decided to throw something extra in this week. So I was a little pissed off last week, and I can't exactly remember why. So I'm like, screw it, we're going to add some more on Monday. We added 2 shares to Stanley Black and Decker, the Dividend King.
Black and Decker.
When we were doing research over the weekend, I'm like, wow, this price is low. It came back down. It hit 90s earlier in the year and came back. We got 2 shares at $74, so $148, adding $6.40 of dividend income at a yield of 4.32%. Her position's getting rather large in Stanley Black and Decker, but in the 70s, I'm very happy with the price as is. So I'll keep adding in a share or 2 here and there until the stock price eventually pops up.
Dog's got to eat, Bert. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? So those were our first big purchases. Actually, those were my only purchases for my wife's portfolio during the week. So, Lanny, I'm going to pass this ball back to you. So why don't you talk some more about some of your stock?
Yeah, let's go. So, let's get back into the real estate investment trust arena, the REITs, because we're actually going to talk about 2 of them. The first, you guys know, Store Capital, merged, acquired, gone, proceeds invested into Broadstone Net Lease. Ticker symbol is BNL.
You looked like you were struggling there to remember the name of Broadstone there. Some of these REITs have some tongue twisters.
Yeah. So we got Broadstone Net Lease, another single owned tenant lease. Bought 13 shares throughout the week. Invested about $212.20. Nothing significant, but at an average price of $16.32. Added $14.30 in forward income at a yield of 6.74%. And then in my wife's account, she also, I believe, had Preferred Apartments got acquired, APTS, and those proceeds were moved into BRT Apartments Corp. Ticker symbol is BRT. That one's pretty easy. I only bought 1 share at $18.80, and that added a whole $1 in dividend income at a yield of 5.32%.
Following your REIT transactions, it's like that GIF where it's like the guy's just staring and you see all the equations going through over there. Like that's kind of how I feel trying to follow what's gone on with all the REITs that have been acquired, reinvested, snip, snap, snip,
snap. Hey,
all right,
maybe who knows? Who knows if these stocks will hold for over a year in position? It's been a struggle to keep a REIT for a year.
Long-term capital gain. Long-term capital gain. All right. So what else did you keep doing with the purchases here, Lanny?
Of course, guys, community banks, guys. We know that the banking industry is still, down. I'll say down. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, they released earnings there, towards the end of this past week. Obviously, they crushed earnings, but the overall banking industry is still down from Silicon Valley, Signature Bank, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always a good time to keep looking at where others have run out. Maybe it's still time to run in. Right. These were community bank stocks that have price to earnings and price to books ratios that were very low, dividend yields that were swelling up to over 4% and 5%. So I put more money into Orrstown Financial. Ticker symbol is ORRF, guys.
On the spot. Sorry.
Yeah, 10 shares at our average price of $19.35, $193.50 was invested in this community stock. Again, over 4%, dividend yield around, I argue that it's only around 5 to 6% dividend growth. I think historically it might show different. That added $8 at a yield of 4.13%. And then another position that I own, another community bank, Provident Financial Services, added 5 shares, ticker symbols PFS, at an average price of $17.94 or $17.94, $89.70 total was invested, added $4.80 at a yield of 5.35%. Those had quite a few bit of purchases on that Friday. So these were part of that Friday.
Excellent. Excellent stuff. Again, you're buying where you're seeing value. That's really what the name of the game is. But you
Yeah.
weren't the only one buying community stock bank stocks.
Oh,
Oh,
really, Bert? You trying to step up and play the game?
you're darn right I am. We bought Premier Financial Corp, ticker symbol PFC, community
Okay.
bank. It has the love and heart of us diplomats here and northeastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania. Bought them twice this week on Monday and the end of the week. So I bookended this one. 8 shares on Monday, 8 shares on Friday. On Monday, it was at 1954. It was at 2024 on Friday. This stock's yield is well over 6%. So that's as you're getting a bang for your buck here. Between the two purchases, 18 shares added $19.84 of dividend income. Both yields, the yield on the cost is about 6.25%. And we've been growing that position this year. We started buying them before the banking crisis, and we're going to continue buying them after. Very excited to see their earnings release. And then just getting out of there in the tech sector, we added one more share to my Qualcomm position, 123.82, adding $3.20, the yield at 2.58%. Probably going to be adding another one next week because it's still below that price, around 120. I love growing my Qualcomm position. I'm very, very excited to keep building it. Nice little one share banger. And then lastly, I've been building some fintech positions. We know we talk about SoFi, my wife. I've been adding Upstart here and there. They are down 2 shares. I grabbed at 15.56. So I threw $31 at my position. I really don't have a significant position. It's worth maybe like $500 or $600. Just want to see if the sector comes up. AI, personal loans, and car dealers. They're getting big into the car loans, car refinancing. So that's their little niche in the sector.
Look at this growth investor over here. They call him Bert, the tech guy over here.
Yeah, if only the growth went over to my height, that'd be a much different scenario. I might be playing in the playoffs in the next few weeks if that would have changed.
Guys, well, let's do a quick summary here on the dividend stock purchases again from April 10th through April 14th. Again, we're buying, as you can tell here, we're buying no matter what the stock market is doing. The stock market continues to show green the last few weeks, but the diplomats are buying ABB, always be buying. So in total, my wife and I, we invested $1,525.54, added $52.67 to the passive income total at a yield of 3.45%. Again, in brief summary, Vanguard's VYM, VIG, VOO, buying BNL, ORRF, PFS, and BRT. That was L. Throwing it back to you, B.
All right, I think you doubled us up this week because in total we added $766.90. Income added $34.69. We bought SCHD, Stanley Black and Decker, Qualcomm, Premier Financial, and Upstart. So in total, $34.69 income added at a yield of 4.52%. Thank you, Premier, for that one. That one goes to your camp. So everybody, in total, the Diplomats, $2,292.44 added, $87.36 of forward dividend income between the two of us.
So what dividend stocks have you been buying this past week? What other stocks to buy are there out there right now? What are you loving? What industry? What stock? What ETF, guys? And remember, 400 likes, comment, subscribe. We want to give away swag, coffee mug, maybe a sweatshirt. You never know what we end up messaging you to see what you do want to actually grab. Again, thanks for rocking with us here on the channel.
Speaking of that, if you're not with us, you're against us.
Guys, that was Bert and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats, over and out.